The hits just keep on coming for Donald Trump, as he has now been ordered to pay close to $400,000 in yet another failed lawsuit. This one coming from across the pond over in the United Kingdom, where Donald Trump had unsuccessfully sued Christopher Steele and his company that he has for producing the infamous 2016 Steele dossier, which Donald Trump tried to claim in court caused irreparable harm to his reputation by alleging that he engaged in wild sex parties over in Moscow. Now, that part of the dossier obviously was never actually verified. However, there were certain pieces of it that actually were verified. Some of the more salacious claims obviously couldn't confirm whether or not that happened. So Trump, as he did in the United States, that also got tossed out, sued Christopher Steele and his company, Orbeez. But when they got to court, the judge told him two things when he tossed out the lawsuit. He said, first and foremost, you waited too long. Okay, this came out in 2016. You sue him in 2023. You waited 7 years? The judge was even kind of like, look, I can understand why you didn't sue him while you were president, but that's no excuse for waiting 2 years after leaving office to finally get around to filing this lawsuit. And then the other thing the judge said was that, well, let's be real here. This thing was never meant to be public anyway. Like, Christopher Steele didn't leak it to the public. His company didn't leak it to the public. They compiled it for a private organization with no intention of ever sending this out to the public. So they were paid to do a job. They did the job. Can't sue them for that. So Trump lost. And then immediately when he lost the lawsuit, and this actually happened a few months ago, the Christopher Steele and his company filed to get Donald Trump to have to pay their legal fees. They had asked for $809,000. That is the total amount of the legal fees that they incurred fighting off this ridiculous lawsuit. And they said, hey, judge, obviously he filed a frivolous lawsuit. He should have to pay all our legal fees. The judge on Friday did hand down a decision and said, okay, listen, I'm not going to give you $809,000. Absolutely not. But I will say that Trump owes you $382,000. So Donald Trump now has hundreds of thousands of dollars that he has to pay out because he lost another lawsuit. And the funny thing is, this is one he brought. Like, you would have saved yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars, not even to mention what you had to pay your own lawyers, if you just didn't do it. Your arrogance, your hubris, and your anger caused you to file this lawsuit. And that is what cost you $382,000, again, plus whatever you paid your own lawyers. And considering the fact that you owe $500 million in bond payments for your recent two failed lawsuits here in the United States, you're screwed. Like, things are really bad for Donald Trump financially, and apparently they're just going to keep getting worse. The man is not good at filing lawsuits. I don't know if it's because of the lawyers he has working for him, which I don't know. I kind of want to say that, yeah, that seems to be the biggest issue with him, or if it's just that karma's finally come around to kick him in the behind. Whatever it is, Trump is a perennial loser when it comes to lawsuits, and he is paying through the nose for all of those failures.